3, 2, 1, action.
Hello guys, this is a class of journalism and mass communication from Mount Kenya University. We will be discussing about the law making process in Kenya. And without much ado, let me introduce my panel that will be taking you through the law process, the making laws process in Kenya. Welcome.
Hello, this is Lanoi. I'm taking you through the process of lawmaking. I'm Lemaine Mairechwai. I'll take you through the second reading, and I'm happy to be part of this panel.
I'm Emmanuel Karia. I'll take you through the first reading of the lawmaking.
Hello, I'm Mukul Kelvin. I will tackle the committee stage and reporting stage.
Thank you so much for your introduction. And without wasting much time, we will go directly to our first panelist, that is Lanoi, that will be discussing the bill, how the bill is presented in the parliament, and the process that will finally become the law that will be enacted as in the Kenyan Gazette. Welcome.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much again. The process of lawmaking, lawmaking is the enacting of laws in the government of Kenya. Okay, we will go through lawmaking is a procedure in Kenya that includes enacting of the new laws or amending the existing law. The process of lawmaking, it can only begin if the speaker or the deputy speaker is present in the house or is present in the parliament. And also the bill can be allowed if a quorum of 50 members of National Assembly or 15 of the Senate, and the proposed piece of a law is called a bill. And the bill is classified into a public and a private bill. And a public bill has two kinds of the government and a private bill that affect all citizens of Kenya. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lanoi, for that very nice presentation. Now we are going to the first stage, that is the first reading that will be presented by our next panelist, that is Emmanuel Karia. Welcome.
And now after a bill is introduced into Parliament, and the clerk of the National Assembly reads the title of the bill. The cabinet secretary who proposed the bill stands up and move a motion that the bill be referred to the relevant departmental committee. This is a parliamentary committee consisting of 11 members who will go through the bill clause by clause. The committee is supposed to look at the bill by calling for evidence and making a report to the House within 7 days, that is a week. Members are given time to think about it in readiness for debate. No debate or voting take place since no approval or disapproval is required at this stage. However, the date of the second reading is fixed. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Emmanuel. That is a very good presentation. That is the first reading. Now we are going to the second reading that will be presented by Winnie. The second reading that is after the first reading. Welcome, Winnie.
Thank you. The second reading, as you have heard from the first reading, this will be done after 7 days, that is a week. The cabinet secretary in charge of that bill formally moves it to the debate, and it's an open debate, and it must be seconded by another MP, usually a cabinet secretary. This is the most important stage in lawmaking. At this stage, the principles of a bill are discussed through an open debate in the House. Minutes details of the bill are discussed, and amendments or improvements proposed. Members of the House have the chance to propose additional clause or deletion of some clauses. The members of the House can reject a bill at this stage. A bill that has been rejected or deferred cannot be taken back to Parliament until after 6 months. This gives the ministry or private members from whom the bill originated
the time to rethink and redraft the bill, and the MPs have chance to reconsider their stand on various clauses. If it has a majority support, it is passed to the next stage, the committee stage. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Winnie, for that presentation. Now we are going to the next stage, that is of law process making, and it will be presented by Kevin Mugonti. Welcome.
I'm Mukongi Kelvin. The bill, after second reading, it goes to committee stage. A committee is a group of members who have been elected by the National Assembly members. On the committee stage, they discuss and analyze the bill, whereby after they have analyzed, they take it to the next stage, which is the reporting stage. At the reporting stage, the chairman of the committee is the one who presents the bill, to the House, whereby the members of the House, they examine the bill and see whether all the proposals have been taken into account. They discuss the bill and take it to the next level, which is the third reading.
I will be taking you through the third reading of the law process making in Kenya. And the third reading stage does not require a lot of amendments and further debates. The third reading is similar with the first reading. And it is quite similar to the second reading, as I said earlier, and a final vote is taken. And if it is approved, the bill has secured passage through the National Assembly. And then after it has passed through the National Assembly, now the bill will be presented to the President, and that is another stage that is called presidential assent. The presidential assent, the bill has to be presented to the President so that he may sign the bill. Remember that the President may decide to sign or not to sign and send the bill back to the Parliament for further considerations of the President. Remember that once the bill has been referred back, Parliament must follow appropriate procedures to deal with the bill as follows. Parliament may amend the bill in light of the President's reservations, or pass the bill a second time without amendments. Another point is if a Parliament amends the bill after consideration of the President's reservations, the appropriate Speaker must resubmit it to the President for assent. Thank you so much. We are going to the next stage now, that the final one that will be presented by Winnie.
Thank you and welcome once more. Bill becoming into a force of the law. After presidential assent, a bill becomes law or an act of parliament. It is then published as an act of parliament in the official gazette. The Kenya Gazette within 7 days after assent. Sections of it may be published. Sections of it may be published in the local dailies. This is done so as to publicize the law to all residents in the country. The Act of Parliament then comes into force as a law on the 14th day after its publications in the Kenya Gazette, unless the Act specifies a different date or time at which it will come into force. However, if the Act of Parliament confers a direct pecuniary interest on MPs or monetary effect, whether positively or negatively, it comes into force after the next general elections of MPs. The law then binds everybody in the country. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that presentation. Now we are done with all the stages of the law process making in Kenya, that is the bills. And just to take you through all the stages, we say that we have the bill that is presented in the Parliament, and sometimes this bill, even the mwananchi wa kawaida can present the bill to the Parliament for discussion. The bill can also come from the cabinet secretaries. The cabinet secretary may bring the bill to the Parliament so that it may be debated and amended, and then it goes through all the processes. Remember, if the bill does not go through all the stages that you have mentioned, then it will not be enacted as the law. And the bill can only be enacted as the law if there is a presidential sign, and then the masses will be educated about the bill that has been passed. Thank you so much for your time, and may God bless you all.